Hello and welcome back to the Sammy Show. It's been a few years or months. I don't actually know when the last time we did this was. Was it years? Might have been years. We're here back for an election special. We've just had the results come in. I'm joined today by many exalted individuals, including but not limited to Gustav Rhodes, known homosexual, Jamie or SLLP, the leader of a party, Nine Kian, owner of Nine Taxi, and Tim Rurak. Here we are. So, should we get cracking? Gustav, what do you think about the results from this election?
Well, won't lie to you, touch embarrassing for the Labour Party and Rebbe, you know. I don't understand how they had such good growth in memberships yet completely failed to, gain any literally hardly anything whatsoever. And now it's the exact same situation over. But I have to say, to anyone who doubted the Tories or how being cocky and that, don't be cocky, because the amount of screenshots that are now have got Labour Party members just saying that Tories are done for, Marcus is a serial election loser. I think he's proven that he's not at all.
Yeah, I think it's bold words from Rebbe to call anyone a serial election loser.
Exactly.
Considering her checkered past, shall we say. I've just been joined by another guest, Desmond. Is this Desmond McLeod?
Oh my god, it's Desmond.
He's risen from the dead. Have you seen
Yes.
election results?
Yes, I have. Oh my!
What is your opinion
I've
on Rebbe
never
losing
seen
again?
I've never seen a bigger bottle job in my life. I've lived for a very long time. This is horrendous. How have you gone from winning by 1 vote to winning by 3 votes? The poll before said 34 seats, and you've gotten 22. How is that allowable? Like, how can you do that?
You think she'll get a vote of no confidence in her?
You know what's going to happen now? It's going to be another King's Speech where she gets shit attendance, and she's going to fail again. And we're going to have another election where she maybe wins by another 2 votes. Or maybe she
Do you think there would be
2 votes
another election? Do you not think there would be a martial law and a possible Lords government, or a fun RP event as they're known nowadays?
Fun RP event. I mean, it depends on who's leading the Lord's government.
Yeah.
Depends on...
If you won't mind me interjecting, it's just been released. The Labour Party won by 3 votes.
They won by 3 votes. Oh, what a win.
3 votes.
That's shockingly bad from them, especially considering the amount of so-called political heavyweights they've been able to pull in recent months with the return of Andre, Steve, people who were previously election winners by large amounts, and they still haven't been able to pull Rebbe up from her election losing ways.
The bottle job is so bad. I've never seen anything worse than this. What is wrong? Lord have mercy.
So we are also joined by SLLP, or Jamie as he's known.
Hello.
So, Jamie, what is your party going to be doing after this result? Are you going to be forming a coalition?
Just hold on a wee minute there. I'm just currently creating something here. You'll see it just literally about 60 seconds.
Okay. I believe we've just been joined by another guest. Is this the British Union, former Prime Minister?
Hello, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
How are you feeling after this strong performance by the Conservative Party, your former party?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great result for Marcus. I think it proves that Labour are truly dusted. I think what they came into this election, they've came in cocky, they've came in bold, they've slagged everyone off, and, the results haven't went their way, and they're immediately blaming everyone else for it.
Can I interject?
Of course.
For a second? I think it's not so much that the Conservatives did a good job. I think it's just Labour did an awful job. And
I'd agree, yeah.
It was an election in Reba's hands, and she's let it slip once again, and she's barely won. I have no idea how she's done this twice now. She was supposed to be the largest party by far last election, and she only won by 1 vote. And
in the polls, she was leading massively, but
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Both
it's the same last elections. No, I mean, I looked at every poll. She was leading the election. Even the election I was in recently, where she was predicted to win, she lost a seat in that election. So clearly, the Labour Party isn't performing to the standard they maybe should be to the existing forms of government. I think they need to analyse themselves and look, where is it going wrong? And I think there's a clear answer to that.
which
Yeah,
is
so
I think the solution obviously is that, unfortunately, and nothing personal against Rebecca, but she has to go.
I think at the end of the day, she's been there in that position, leading parties for how many years now, losing every time. At some point, you got to just accept defeat and realize people just don't like you, or you're just not very good at the job. And I think with Reba, it's a bit of both because she can be incredibly cocky for no reason.
It was
and
a
I think
good
that
effort,
played against her.
but just not
I've got
enough.
tremendous amount of respect for Reba, but I think there was just far too much cockiness this election. I think that's what's proved their downfall. And I think they need to analyze and come back to themselves. How do we win an election properly? How do we get a mandate?
By
You think it was down to that? Yeah,
my question is, how do you lose to somebody who literally chat GPT their manifesto?
that's true.
How's that
We
happen?
have
How
just
do you
received
do that?
breaking news from Jamie, the head of the Progressive Party.
I would like to make it here, right?
Yep.
The Progressive Party is not going in a coalition with anybody. We are just going to sit it out and wait until the King's Speech, see what happens.
Also been in communication with William Marina, the head of the Reclaim Party, and he has said he's also refusing any coalitions with either the Labour or Conservatives. So whoever ends up in power will have a minority government by the end of the season.
Reba might as well call another election at this point because it's not going to happen. There's not going to be passing the King's Speech under these
Another
circumstances.
election would give the same result. What Labour need to do is they need to get Reba out of it. As much respect that I have for it at the moment, they need to get Reba out and get the leader they should have had after Mason resigned, and that's Sid. He did all the legwork when the party was in the wilderness after Dean left. He should be the leader. He's the right person to do the job. Practically, he would have won that first election. They wouldn't even be here to start with.
And is this why scripted Sid is currently plotting a vote of no confidence in Reba?
Well, I haven't heard that yet, but I believe
You haven't heard that yet.
I believe it's why people are voicing their support for him, at least.
Okay. So do you think by the end of this evening there will be a vote of no confidence?
Maybe not by the end of this evening. See what happens after Reba's response. I don't think she's spoken to a party, to a cabinet yet, so it is up in the air yet.
I think Labour Party. I think most of them are too spineless to get rid of her. There's not enough strong personalities per se, unless Andre or somebody that's come in recently wants to take over the reins. But everybody else, the regular people that are usually there, that have been there for a while, that have bottled like 8 elections in a row, they're not going to bonker because they've stood by during the times that she's bottled like 7 or 8 times in a row. So why would they do it now? They have no spines, no integrity. Personally, second time that this happened, she would have been gone if I had my way. Because how are you doing this? You're literally every election before in the polls beforehand, you're the largest party by far. And when election time comes, you won by 1 seat, you've lost by 1 seat. Like it's the same thing over and over. You've lost to somebody that literally chat GPT their manifesto. How could you do that? How's that?
I think part of it is I think that some of Reba's policies have alienated key members sort of within the community also. Looking at her manifesto, certain things are a bit suspect, as it were. So, for example, like the removal of any civil servants from positions within the Lords, I think that's not a very popular thing, obviously,
National
with
Crime
Lords.
Agency.
So, yeah, things like that. Things which have been done before and which won't work. Because I don't see that any practical applications having a National Crime Agency at all. It's just another thing for them to set up and close 2 months later, isn't it?
I think what's the policy that I think is just the most dangerous is first past the post. I mean, it sounds great to have the system, but will it work? I don't think so. It's just
I think it will work. It'll be it sounds good. It sounds similar to what my idea is, but first past the post sounds
Zero ideas.
difficult. It's like I don't know why they're calling it first past the post. Maybe it isn't similar to what I'm doing, but
I think any kind of the electoral system we have currently is the best one for ensuring a good turnout. Because I think if we make it any more complicated, people just won't be interested. And I think that's been a continued thing, people becoming less and less interested in the politics of this group, partly because governments have less and less power over the recent years, and the people leading them have become less and less relevant.
I'm going to say this too. Another reason that government has become so boring is the lack of a new game, and the lack that and the fact that we keep re-legislating issues that we've already legislated before because there's no new game and there's nothing new to do. So people are just redoing the same ideas over and over again. And it gets repetitive because if you don't have a new game, you don't have new features, you don't have nothing else to legislate. You're just
But to be fair, I think even when Westbridge came out, there wasn't any radical new ideas.
Yeah, because it wasn't very no harm, no talk to developers, but there wasn't really anything like legislatable for that they made in the game that they could really legislate. Like, yeah, you have the companies, you have police powers, all of that, but other than that, you don't have like any really interactive jobs. You don't have anything that you could really change from election to election, if that makes sense.
Well, no, I'd agree. I think there's nothing they could really do. I think every party's at some point said the same policy, just in a slightly different way. And I think every year they just rehash the same things. Like any foreign policy thing will always say something along the lines of, we're putting the Commonwealth first, or
That's
whatever.
because there's nothing you can do in foreign.
Exactly.
The Commonwealth is a useless organisation. It has been useless forever. What is the point?
Slander.
A foreign visit to see your policing minister, who happens to be the Secretary of State in Helena.
So true, but I actually,
the point?
somebody actually was DMing me. I'm not going to say who, not going to say what the idea is, but they said they came up with a good idea, a really great idea, actually, I must say, for the Commonwealth. So I'm going to see if I can get that.
What was it? Abolish it.
No, it wasn't actually. It wasn't quite as like.
That's the best thing you could do, because that group is dead.
Good sort of reform.
It's been dead for years, and it's like Northern
It's been
Ireland.
dead for years, but
go. Like,
well, I think the reason why it's dead is because it's ran by people within the UK. So there's no difference.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's far too UK
All the
centralised.
countries in there are just filled with UK Donnies. It's just people who want them free honours,
What is
them free for events.
There's some exceptions, obviously, like Canada isn't really ran by anybody. Okay.
Well, like Malaysia, but
yeah,
Malaysia's bigger than the UK. Malaysia should be running the gaff because they're about 10 times better ran than us.
And got a lot better tech also.
Especially the smaller countries like the Falklands and everything are just ran by people in the UK.
Exactly.
So kind of just UK spin-offs when we can't even get our own country in order. What are we doing here?
It's disgraceful, mate.
This is the shame about the Labour. Some of their ideas are good, like the stuff about electoral reform. It's different. It's stuff like that is good. But the issue was, it just wasn't like they'd considered anybody else's view. Like the Lords reform, that obviously turned a lot of the civil service and any of the establishment against them. And the CID, if they got the National Crime Minutes in, it would have eliminated CID. I had no doubt that a lot of Met voted for Tories that this election just got purely because of stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And then you have and then you have the poor Schiffer, of course, that you've got to consider. But the thing is, bleating around in electoral discussion like some Bible bashing nutcase that you see in the town centre with a megaphone, bleating that we are the best choice for the country, blah blah blah, isn't going to help you win, is it?
Yeah, no, I'd agree.
It's stupid.
I think there was too much sort of nonsense to it, like too much stuff which wasn't actually relevant. It was very sort of Westminster sort of focus, which most people in the group, other than the 80 people who actually go to those games with the 60 MPs and 20 Lords, most people don't care. Fundamentally, they want to have stuff for Westbridge and things like that. If that even, to be honest. So none of their policies were really relevant to anybody actually who plays like Westbridge or the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a case of like the Tories did this campaign because I was their chief strategy officer, but whatever the role they gave me, I don't know. Anyway, we decided that we weren't going to go down the same route as Labour, as we knew their campaign would be purely just attack. What we did was we tried to look at voters who hadn't necessarily voted before and stuff like that with calm, like just continuity policy in a way that works.
Your policies were dry though.
I mean, I had no involvement in the manifesto.
Well, to be fair, I think every party, other than Labour's, policies were a bit dry. But I think that's what wins elections. It's just any manifesto is just 10 pages of waffle.
I actually think people are that bothered about policy. I think
no, I'd agree.
For a while.
I think ChatGPT their whole manifesto, so I think policy's out the window when they're doing that.
I think a big thing which plays into it is sort of personality and sort of like social like groups also. It's who you're friends with. And I think this is especially key with like Rebel losing elections. She never goes on like the debates, does she? Nobody has ever like heard her talk. Nobody has ever actually really interacted with her where she isn't just being obnoxious. No.
I just went on a debate there, and I mean, I just put my name everywhere. Everyone was calling me the most based leader. So I think that just goes to show what a debate can do.
No, but that wins votes. That does.
That does
They
win
do,
votes.
honestly. Debates.
Going in
are
debates,
one of
just
the best things.
absolutely winning it.
Nothing to do with 9 Taxi then.
Another thing.
No. Nine Tax only has about 700 members, and most of them are all Labourites anyway. So
All the corruption that's been going on hasn't been punished either. It's just been swept under the rug, like the speaker
True.
scandal. Nobody's been talking.
Well, I'm not going to
Prime
comment
Minister
on that.
is in this.
Rose not
He is
commenting.
here. The Prime Minister. of
Let's not
TVU.
get bogged down in what happened with the speaker thing. I think
Down. Okay, bogged down.
look, the CPS is doing their investigations. They will come to the conclusion.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, I
Still
bet they are.
inactive.
CPS isn't even active, unfortunately.
It wouldn't have been if the Tories were allowed to do our Ministry of Justice reform. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, the Tories are going to let themselves be investigated by the people they appoint. Very good.
Yeah.
No, come on.
Finished
That's
in my
a bit
book.
unfair.
100%. Yeah.
do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, hello.
I don't know
Tim.
what.
But is it honestly? It is stuff like the Ministry of Justice and the.
No one cares about the Ministry of Justice, to be fair.
No, but this is the thing. Like, it could be active if they got rid of the bar exam and did like Met training schemes for barristers.
The thing is, it's
Who
Who
just
wants
too
to do an
complex.
exam for Roblox? Well, simplify it then. It's Roblox for Christ's sake.
Exactly.
Well, but then it springs like, you know, what electoral reform and people talk about first past the post. I don't think that's the right way to go. And Sanguis was saying this in chat earlier today. I don't think I feel like the right way to go is to do backbench protections. And I've been saying that for years.
Goose loves backbench protections, man.
No, Desmond,
I
you
think
were a
it
1 week
it
PM.
was
Shut
old.
up.
It was old as time. Backbench protections.
Backbench protections are good.
We need more backbench protections. That's going to revive.
We are going to get, and that's what the progressives are going to do. I have backbench protection. I want
Someone
to give.
kick this guy off.
I
man,
want
he's
to
too
make-
This is
mad.
not a campaign platform.
No, and this isn't a campaign, but I'm just going to tell you what my great idea is. I
Oh.
want to make the MPs own their seats. Because
Yeah,
right now,
so
it's just,
everyone else's idea then.
well,
Here
no,
the-
that was my idea originally.
everyone
I didn't
else-
see the Tories saying
Was it?
that.
Your idea originally. I have been banging on about that.
I have
for
been banging on
4
about this for
years.
ages.
4 years.
Okay, but maybe it's not
Ever
your idea.
since your trade union reforms got me sacked out of the Imperials, that is why. That is when I started campaigning for it.
I am
That's what you're talking about, man.
over the moon with my results anyway.
I
7
don't
seats.
remember
Couldn't
that.
have asked for
Yeah,
more.
well, there's going to be an election in about 2
Yeah,
days.
and I am
so-
going to storm and win, take all of Labour's seats.
Kick this guy off, man. Kick him off. Oh my
The
days.
Tories are finished.
Oh, we've
You know,
got
Labour is finished.
Let's be honest. Everyone's finished. Everyone's finished.
Well,
Yeah,
my
this
party
is-
isn't finished because
Wait,
I
one
actually
second,
lost.
wait one second, we've
Well,
got a
they
new
can't from
person.
you tax dodger.
The king is
Did you
finished.
actually
He's died.
gain a seat?
He needs to hurry up and die already.
Is Penguin a Labour guy?
We've just seen an announcement from the Labour Party. Because of your hard work, quote from Rebraster, because of your hard work, we have become the first governing party in history to gain seats during a snap election.
That's not
Is
true.
that even true? Yeah.
I don't
don't-
I think they
Isn't
lost
it?
seats, did they not? I swear I took a gain from Labour.
That's not. They gain seats overall in net.
Naflis
Net gains.
Yeah, Naflis gained about 24 seats, so I don't really think they can.
I swear
It's
that.
hard, to be honest.
What's it called?
It's rubbish. I say it's just actually incorrect.
So she's lying to the people, so the CPS should get on that. Yeah.
Absolutely, I
It's the
agree.
British Union. I think you need to be
Fraud.
sorting this out, you know.
You know, the CPS need to stop the Tory bias and stop the political discussion elites for once. You know, this is ridiculous. They need to sort it out. Get the CPS on the case.
How
I
can you
completely agree.
even claim it's a victory?
It's an absolute failure. It's worse than where they were before.
No, She may
There's
have-
free votes in
I'm in
this.
a
That's the
worse
thing.
position.
It's a free
even
vote
I'd have
difference.
done better than that. I'm not saying something.
What they should have done is they should have just said, "We'll just send a new King's Speech in a week," and then there wouldn't have been an election, and they would have been in government, but they
I
didn't.
think my
So-
computer's just crashed.
No, but she did that. She didn't. She decided not to do that because she
Yeah,
didn't
she
want to get
decided
the
to go through an
four-star
election.
party in government, whatever. Because, but this is the situation, right? And
They should have risked it.
the four-star party, right? Reba said publicly, has said this, that she was disgraced by their attitude of what they said to her, but she put herself in that position by forming a coalition with the progressive that put her in a minority that gave the Four-Star Party power over her King's Speech. I just don't get it. How can you complain that they've got a bad attitude like some teacher when you put yourself in that position?
Oh, get this goat in. We got a lot of guests tonight. Let me tell you, we've got some.
Who's
guests on.
Who's Davos?
That picture. What is that picture of Reba holding fucking flowers?
No, fuck.
Is she died or something?
If the flowers are representative of the country, the flowers should be wilting or some shit.
We are gathered here today to mark respects for dearly.
Let me tell you, if there's a third election, I will make a party. I will actually make the 9 party. I will exclusive GB News.
I'm gonna make
the 9 party.
You're not making the 9 party. You're joining the progressives.
I'm not joining that shit party, mate.
9 party.
The 9 party will be fucking formed.
I'm gonna make a party.
GB pad.
Socialist party.
We'll have the GB pad on next episode, I think.
Let's see. I'm gonna make the GB first party.
So, Jamie, as would you name King's Speech?
The BNP.
We still haven't seen it, but obviously, because we aren't in a coalition.
Obviously, you are going to then.
Obviously, we are going to
Obviously,
name
you are
it.
going to then.
Yeah.
I think that's bad.
I think every party should name it unless they are in a coalition. That's pretty much how it works.
You're going to name the King's Speech.
We are going to name the King's Speech, and we would encourage every other party to name the King's Speech as well.
Exclusive.
Go for another election. Fantastic.
In fact, I'm willing to put down this bounty here. Any party which nays Reba's King's Speech, I'll give every single one of their MPs 1,000 Robux.
You hear that? Sammy is giving you 1,000 Robux if you nay the King's Speech.
Only
that
if
is
it's Reba.
confirmed. That is backed completely.
So
I'll
you
go
should do it.
Hold on.
I'll double it.
Oh yeah.
Double cheeseburger.
I mean, I don't know
What? What's the file is the file name of that there? RebaVictory.png.
Well, I told you. I said it before. They were overconfident. They thought they were going to
They
smash
literally
this.
made their
Thought
GFX
they'd
for
either
when
get
they
the same
won.
amount or more. Yeah, it's just they're just finished.
Okay, I have a personal update from Mrs. Astor. I asked her would she resign, and she has confirmed that she will not be resigning.
Really? Really?
Oh well, her party is going to put her out then. That's her finished.
They won't. They won't.
No, they will. Trust.
They won't.
This is her third election, and she's failed twice already. She's going to fail another
sources.
time if they keep her.
Sources, mate.
She's an absolute disgrace.
This is coming from our deputy prime minister right here.
Get her
Yeah,
out.
exactly.
Who's the deputy prime minister?
Penguin.
2 votes.
He
She's gonna
predicted
make
34 seats.
Who's Penguin
wait.
here?
34
party's
seats is an
Penguin in?
absolute joke.
Oh, look at the Times. Times report. 2 senior cabinet members from the Labour Party will be planning a motion no confidence against Reba in the fall.
Hey,
Who is
Well,
it?
tell you
Who
what's
is
going to
it?
happen.
They haven't
Oh,
named
dear.
scores.
Well,
But-
we need to find out on the stream tonight.
GB News
Hold up,
exclusive.
let me do my digging.
Yeah, let's get some digging. Let's get some digging. I mean, I
Yeah,
know who it is.
I'm like Fab. It's
Oh,
over.
it's quite obvious who it is.
Yeah, put me
The
on the
hero-
GB pad. I'll analyze the analyze the.
I'm about to go with the here we go soon.
That's brilliant. So are we going to go to? I think we're about to go to Kian analysing a image made by the Labour Party. Are we ready to cut that in, or are we? Give it's on. Okay, right. We're going to cut to Kian now.
Hi. So, let's take a look at this photo. And what first we must see, as we've seen the photo, there's a shadow of doubt. That is what we can interpret from this. There was always a doubt that she was going to win, and she didn't win. So, and if can we just get it? Can we get a zoom in on the yellow outfit? Yeah. Can we all see that? Yeah. What? It's zoomed in. All right. The yellow. Yeah, yellow actually, the color means jealousy, betrayal, illness, and danger. Now,
Is it really?
it actually, you can look that up. That is a
I'll
GB
Google
fact. Jealousy, jealousy.
This poem isn't in my anthology.
Who's she
What's it
jealous
called?
of? Who's she jealous of, Kian?
Well, I think it's more betrayal. She's been
Betrayal.
betrayed by
Called
SLLLP. and
What?
reclaim. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's what we're getting from this. She's been betrayed.
This is
by
not
the
a
British
betrayal.
people and the shadow of doubt behind it. It's all adding up. Even them shoes. What
This is
are
for
those,
what's better for the nation.
mate? I'm just telling you. This is not what's
I've
better.
spoken to a couple of cabinet ministers, and many of them said that they do not have confidence. Reba out, and here we go.
We have names of these cabinet ministers. Desmond.
I don't think we've got anything
We
else.
do, but they
Over-
want
added.
to. They want to remain anonymous.
But
for
we
now.
know that
haven't
scripted
signed
Sid
an
is definitely one of them.
NDA, if they haven't-
They said that they're coming out by tomorrow with the
Can I
bomb.
just can we get
That's
a
too late.
screenshot on the group chat? We won't leak it, just so we can confirm this.
You can
All right, all
write
right.
the name.
Better not. If you leak it, I'm gonna fight you. Whoever it is.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We won't leak it.
Don't worry, mate.
With a fight
Oh,
with
yeah.
what? And MOJ's dead.
Oh no,
I'm
not
gonna-
MOJ. Oh,
We're
sorry.
gonna
Well,
put Astra,
yeah.
got Henry Astra.
I'm
If
gonna
you don't
tell
want
you
to
what,
leak, send it to me in DMs now.
Yeah,
I'll
put it in my
analyze
DMs as
it.
well.
I don't even know who's speaking right now.
Sammy.
Nine Kian and Sammy Studios.
Oh yeah, 19 is definitely gonna leak it.
I'm fucking
Well,
leak.
I've
I'm
never
not-
leaked
I'm not
anything in my
fucking
life.
troll. I don't even know
Nice
the word.
one.
I don't even know the meaning of the word leak.
Nice one, buddy. Not
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Ian, I think you have a history of leaking.
Well, I'm gonna have to leak the King's Speech then. Unlucky.
Okay, James Atchison.
He's a bloody leaker. Let me tell you about
It probably is. That is bad.
That is not the image we want to see. Desmond, can we get these images, please? Just for...
You're probably gonna leak it.
I'm not going to leak it. Why would I leak it?
Mm.
Oh, it's that usual guy causing problems.
I've
Who
never
is he?
leaked
Was he
anything
on the
in my
Ministry
life.
of Offence with us?
Ew.
I can't remember the Ministry of Offence, to be honest. All I know is I just kept losing.
You were crap. I'll give you that. You were very bad, Silip. Like, horrendously bad.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, you were.
Okay, right, guys, I've got a exclusive bit of news.
Can we get
Oh,
like the breaking news?
Exclusive,
Like that? We don't have a
exclusive.
breaking news sound.
I'm just going to quickly leak
can we
this
get a
image here
sound
of
bomb?
Hammond saying he has no confidence in Revit. We get this posted everywhere, thank you.
Oh, that was obvious anyway, man. I already knew that. I thought it was someone
Yeah.
else.
that. Oh.
Can we... Make sure that's...
Oh,
I was kind of hoping it was going to be like Steve or Bruce or Andrew saying that, but no.
Oh, yeah,
It
Andrew.
won't be.
Yeah.
They haven't
Oh,
even seen the result yet.
Did we all hear Jay Chan lost his seat?
Did he? Oh,
Did it really?
He lost his seat of West Mercia.
Oh no, Jay Chan lost
What?
his seat.
Tragic.
I think
never
the
knew
king
that.
should also make Jay Chan Prime Minister. I think.
wait. Desmond, is it 5 o'clock in the morning for you?
Who?
Desmond, what time? What time?
What do you mean?
What
What
is it
time?
currently? Is it 5
It's
o'clock in the
5.
morning?
I'm on
No.
Eastern time in Canada.
It's 5 o'clock in the
Wait,
evening.
you, don't
5:49.
use, you don't use a 24-hour clock on your phone. You use
It's
12-hour
that's a good
clock.
point.
17:49. It's 17:49 in Canada.
Why
You
don't
don't
you use
use
a
all, you don't use 24 hour,
clock,
yeah.
We don't use 24 hour in Canada.
What?
Only Quebec.
What?
Only Quebec uses 24 hour.
That's fucking weird. This is a GB News exclusive.
Yeah. So do you think...
For reference.
Whilst we got a waffle about that,
Yeah, I've got no idea what to waffle about at this point, to be honest.
I think we've come to the main conclusion that Weber's washed. Hopefully she'll lose. If God willing,
What a
we'll
headline. What a headline. Rebel
Oh,
Wolf.
look at Nate! Look at Nate.
Wow.
I was just about to say that, mate. I think you need to have a word with
What
Nate.
is he
That's-
doing?
SLP is the real winner of this election.
I am the
as we
real
all
winner.
know.
I gained so many seats this election. It's
You
like
did, you
unreal. I
gained.
predicted 6. 6 at like a most if I was lucky. I got 7.
Yeah, you did stunning
low
performance.
numbers when Progressives got 10 last time.
I think it's time for Reba to go.
Yeah, so hopefully
Losses
we will
aren't
go.
always bad.
Do we have
Realistically-
a sound bomb for that?
So do we think that Weber will try and form a minority government, or
No, which you can't.
No.
Just the
Well,
Tories will just
obviously.
fucking-
so? What do you think is
Might
going to
as
happen? Do you think we'll have another election next week? Lord's government, martial law.
Oh, I can't be arsed with another election.
I know exactly what's going to happen, but I am not going to leak the DM for the king.
Oh no!
Oh,
But it is good news. It is what you would
He's not about
normally
to make
expect
you
so
king.
far.
Nate,
He's not about to
Nate
make you
was
Prime
talking.
Minister, is he?
He is about to form a large government with me at its helm. That's
Is
that's
he
what he
though?
says.
You're not
100%
even- Why
guaranteed.
am I not Prime Minister of a Lord's
Oh
government?
no!
I mean,
Nate was just
could you
talking shit.
imagine that? That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Just
Nathan's is
watch
talking
and
shit,
see.
that's unfortunate.
You're all excited for this.
I'm so excited. SLLP.
Happy days.
Does-
SLP, Lord's government.
Yeah, I'm hyped. So we've come to the conclusion.
I have to provide my MP list with immediate effect. Hurry the fuck up.
Do you even
I've
have?
actually just,
Do you have
like,
7 people who can take seats?
I do
Hear
actually.
this. Hold up. Listen to this. Desmond leaking Roblox GC instead of looking after his kid. My
That
kid
is
is
so
better
funny.
looked after than you, buddy, Nathan. Your father left like 15 years ago, buddy. Shut up. He went to go get cigarettes at the gas station. He never came
Wait,
back.
are you talking about Rebus' parents or who are we talking about?
Naffless's, man.
Yeah, this is all.
Oh, Naffless.
It's all going to be Jeremy Kyle.
Okay, now.
Is this a new GB News show? We're doing like Key and Kyle. Is that
I
like
actually
a new-
wanted to do Jeremy Kyle, actually.
I think we
Something
should do is
like
just
it.
get some absolute like actors on.
Actors,
Have you
mate,
met
real
the
people,
Usman
real
guy?
people.
Yeah,
I need to find the guy who
Right.
was send my fucking list to.
There are Roblox theatres, just so you know.
you don't know.
So here we
Who
are.
am I meant to send my MP list to?
I presume Edward or
Jeff.
Jeff
It's
or
Not to Jeff.
Right.
It's somebody DM me to do. Oh, Dylan
No,
Ashford. There we
you
go.
send it to Dylan Ashford.
There we go.
If you
Is
send
Dylan
it
Ashford the
to-
guy in charge of Ireland currently?
So they get Jeff to shout at you, and then Dylan has to do all the work.
Listen.
Yes.
If we had a communist government, this would not be happening right now.
So true. So
The
true.
Communist Party was illegally deregistered because we were going to win, and we were going to win big. And they deregistered us because they knew that we were so powerful. The
In other
king was
news,
scared.
quickly,
Imperial
what's everyone's opinions on the fact that Robbie is dying as with
Boo! Let's go.
because
front row seat at
Jelly.
the funeral.
Jelly.
I mean
Yeah.
there's hints towards his roleplay death coming up soon. And are we excited? Are we hyped?
Yes, I'm very excited.
Let's hope the tabloids don't get hold of what Jeff has said in the past when he becomes king. That would be
Well,
very embarrassing.
everyone said something a bit questionable.
Jelly and ice cream when Robbie dies.
Jelly and ice cream.
Jelly
So
and ice cream.
That's a good mix, as long as it's like strawberry jelly or something like that.
I'll be pissing on his grave.
Kean, are you singing?
I'm not singing anything.
I thought you were singing then. Kean's karaoke
singing-
night.
they're
New
singing-
TV
they're
show
singing
coming
a political
to TV news near
discussion.
you.
They're singing the political discussion.
Right, are we ending this?
I think we should.
I think we've come
We've
to
kind
There's
of
no
natural conclusion.
groundbreaking news.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah,
one
we're about to
thing
be.
more.
We're all about to be deported for saying all this.
Yeah,
The deep state's
Goodness.
gonna get to us pretty quickly.
I am the deep state now,
For
so it's
sure.
fine.
The Library of Alexandria is gonna get to us.
Sammy and his thousands of Robux in development funds are going to the actual deep state.
I am.
He is-
I'm pulling the strings out.
Sammy. Has the Library of Alexandria come and went for you yet?
But yes, this is a message to any party leader. If you nay Weber's King's Speech, 1k Robux to each of your MPs, 100%. Sammy Studios guarantee you get that Robux.
Yeah.
So,
That's good to me.
yeah, there you go. And I think that's everything from here. So thank you for listening to this Sammy show. We might be back. It might be better.
We will be back.
We'll be back in like 2
Sponsored
weeks.
by 9 Taxi.
Sponsored by
for the
9
next-
Taxi and Sammy Studios. Feel free to check out
Sponsored by
sammystudios.co.uk.
Let me get my sponsor in, Sammy.
Okay, go on.
Sponsored by Roads and Partners Political Services Limited. Please contact Secretary TBU for any information required.
I'm not your secretary.
No, get it off. Get it off.
Yes, you are my.
Good evening, and welcome back to the Sammy Show.
I can tell you that it was me who made the decision not to serve
You did.
us. Not
That's
only
interesting though, because the messages I saw said that you were forced out of the party. Now go to our investigative journalist who's been responsible for the leaks day in the DCMS. We saw the DCMS secretary publicly endorsing LBC, which is a company owned by Dean, which conveniently actually signed Conor Novak as one of their new talk show hosts. Do you think this is a inside job by Conor Novak and Dean Heathcote, that they were planning to move Jeff Mulby from the start?
I can't really remember now, but I remember being quite annoyed how somebody could just come out of seemingly nowhere in 2 terms.
The way that the Conservatives screwed that election was definitely surprising too. I was forced by the government chief whip, James Ascot, to write an apology letter. After then, things only got worse.
Are you saying Joe Biden is a bad person? Is this what you're implying? I'm not saying.
I'm saying
maybe.
Have you seen Joe Biden? Well, what I'm implying is that you shouldn't be copying American politics and trying to use mottos.
Are you accusing us of copying Joe Biden? No.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Oh my god!
I was at Clonmel once. Plays it.
It's lights out, away we go. Hamilton gets away well, and he's getting towards Max Verstappen now. Tries to cover him off and pushes.